Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Vivian Ezadifi. Now the headlines. President Tinubu to attend the inauguration of President-elect of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, on January 7th. Three Nigerians regained freedom after their arrest and prosecution in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. A renowned Nigerian-British professional boxer, Anthony Joshua, urges Nigerians abroad to remain connected with their roots. Many thanks for being there. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will depart the country on Monday, January 6th for Accra, the capital of Republic of Ghana, to attend the inauguration of President-elect John Dramani Mahama on January 7th. Mahama, who served as the 12th president of Ghana between 2011 and 2017, was re-elected in the December 2024. He will succeed President Nana Akufo-Addo 2017 to 2025. President Tinubu's trip to Accra is at the invitation of the president-elect, who had visited the Nigerian leader earlier in December. Mahama and President Tinubu have a long-standing personal relationship, just like Nigeria and Ghana maintain a long-standing bilateral relationship. President Tinubu, as chairman of the Authority of Heads of States and Government, will join other African leaders at the ceremony. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, and other senior government officials will accompany President Tinubu on the trip. A revolution in vehicle fuel is gaining momentum in Tanzania, but a lack of filling stations means it is stuck in second gear. Like Nigeria and some other countries on the continent, Tanzania is beginning to embrace compressed natural gas, CNG, as an alternative to petrol and diesel. It is seen as a cleaner and better for the environment than those fossil fuels, but its relative cheapness is the biggest draw for the 5,000 or so motorists in the East African states who have embraced the change, particularly commercial drivers. This represents a small fraction of Tanzania vehicles, but the earlier adoption are paving the way wider adoption. The government reportedly wants near total adoption by the middle of the century. Tanzania has large reserves of gas under the sea, and for those filling up, CNG can cost less than half its petrol equivalent. The potential saving was enough to persuade taxi owner Samuel Amos Irobe to part with about 1.5 million Tanzanian shillings to convert his three-wheeled vehicle, known locally as a Banjaji, to CNG. Thousands in remote parts of northern eastern Ethiopia are being evacuated after potentially dangerous volcanic activity as anti-immigration reform UK leader Nigel Farage boasts ties with Trump and Musk. Kolo Mohammed tells us more.
The evacuation came after steam eruptions have been seen from the long-dormant volcano of Mount Dauphin, raising fears of volcanic eruption that could put many people at risk. Volcanic mud flowing from Dauphin has caused huge cracks in critical infrastructure, including major roads, and dozens of properties have severely been damaged in the region. The evacuations are, however, said to be precautionary at the moment. The Afar region is said to be prone to drought, famine, and flooding that has forced many evacuations in recent years. In other news, in efforts to encourage party members to actively muster support ahead of the county council elections in May, Reform UK party leader Nigel Farage says he draws great inspiration from his friend, US President-elect Donald Trump. He also called Elon Musk a proper hero who believes in free speech. Kolo Muhammad, NTA News.
The federal government has introduced initiatives designed to improve and sustain food security across the nation. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar stated that these initiatives will involve partnerships with financial institutions to offer support to smallholder farmers. Musa Babaliu reports.
The current population of Nigeria was put at 235,151,095 as of Saturday, January 5, 2025, based on the odometer of the United Nations. This reflects a growth of 2.08% from the 2024 figure of 232,679,478. Economists believe that higher population leads to increased demand for food and other essential services. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar stated that current administration is aware of the implications of population growth and is implementing measures to enhance food availability.
Nigeria's population is expected to be 400 million people by 2050. But what we need to do, research in good seed, shorten cultivation period, drought-resistant crops, heat-resistant crops, and also do all year-round farming. This is something that we're looking into.
Among the initiatives aimed at strengthening the nation's food security are the promotion of environmentally friendly farming practices, identification of new strategies to encourage sustainable agriculture, and the provision of advanced equipment to improve agricultural productivity.
We recognize we have smallholder farmers, we have family farms, we also have medium holding farmers, we also have industrial. So all of this we're trying to properly define them to enable us target them for intervention.
The government also introduced measures to enhance food distribution systems, ensuring vulnerable communities have access to nutritious food through various community programs. Additionally, heavy machinery, including tractors, will be distributed nationwide to assist farmers in expanding their cultivation areas.
Mr. President has given us approval for 3 different mechanization programs. One is the John Deere, with John Deere Tata Africa, that seeks to supply 2,000 tractors every year for the next 5 years. Then we have the second one, which is called the Greener Hope. That also seeks different equipments, about 10,000 different equipments, tractors, combine harvesters, plows, harrows, and we expect for them to set up 1,000 service providers across the country.
The agricultural sector required partnership, and we recognize this also. We are providing that, space for the ecosystem to grow in terms of our partnership with our development partners, and most importantly with the subnationals, the state. And you might recall that many of the state governors had visited us because of that.
President Bola Tinubu has approved the distribution of farming inputs for dry season farming across the country. The first batch of the beneficiaries are wheat farmers from 16 states who are receiving a 70% subsidy on all necessary inputs for the crop cultivation. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force says it remains resolute in maintaining a swift response to security challenges in the country as an integral part of the ongoing Operation Fansanyama and other joint security efforts. This was at the base socio-cultural activities held to commemorate the end of successful operational year 2024 at the 013 Quick Response Force of the Nigerian Air Force based Minna, Niger State. Mercy Fabii reports.
The 013 Quick Response Force of the Nigerian Air Force Minna-based socio-cultural activities (BASA), which was devoid of regimentation, put together officers and their families, as well as people of the host community in a relaxed atmosphere to celebrate the end of an eventful and successful operational year 2024. while re-strategizing for the new year. The event, authorized by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Bakar, showcased the rich and diverse cultural heritage of Nigeria, as well as create an avenue to appreciate personnel for their efforts, resilience, and dedication to their constitutional responsibility of defending the nation's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Having checked through what we did for the year 2024, we are committed to more activities to fight insurgency and banditry in the country coming into 2025.
Niger State now represented at the engagement.
The security and welfare of the citizens is the primary responsibility of the government, and the resources will always be available for them to carry out their responsibilities.
The socio-cultural activities, which showcased Nigeria's diverse dishes, featured award to deserving personnel in different fields under the Air Force jurisdiction. In Mina, Mercy Fabi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air 115 Special Operations Group, Port Harcourt, is building bridges of reunion between retired and serving personnel, intended to strengthen connection and address challenges affecting those who have sacrificed for national security. This comes as their base 2025 socio-cultural activities showcased Nigerians' unity in diversity amidst funfair. Kingsley Amajiri has more.
Special Operations Group NAF Port Harcourt Chief of the Air Staff Pali with the veterans is a deliberate initiative by the current administration of the Nigerian Air Force to renew ties between past and present personnel, geared towards providing opportunity to listen, understand, and act on issues of concern. The idea is born out of the recognition of invaluable contributions of these veterans towards making Nigerian Air Force a formidable institution.
It provides an invaluable opportunity for us to listen to some health tips and a perspective on how to use soft skills acquired during military service to generate income.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force 2025 Bay Socio-Cultural Activities was another event put together by the authorities to strengthen bonds. Recognition of the importance of socio-cultural events towards fostering unity.
This event is designed to nurture the spirit of teamwork, resilience, and excellence that define the Nigerian Air Force.
The cultural dance from different ethnic groups, tug of war, egg race, and eating competition thrilled spectators. The objective, Nigerian Air Force authorities note, is to create an atmosphere of relaxation away from tactical operations. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, begins the new year with the arrest of a wanted drug kingpin and Lagos socialite in connection with a recent shipment of large illicit substance. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim brings us details.
Known in the drug underworld as Iyaruka, the 61-year-old has her true identity shrouded in mystery for years while she remained on the wanted list of NDLEA for leading one of the drug cartels operating from Mushin area of Lagos. The lead was, however, blown off on Wednesday, 1st January 2025, when NDLEA operatives intercepted a truck carrying 44 jumbo sacks containing 1,540 kilograms of imported cannabis. A follow-up led to her arrest at her hideout in Lagos. On the surface is a businesswoman who imports fabrics and shoes from China, but beneath is an alleged illicit drug trafficker. She is also recognized as the Iyalaji of Blessing Sisters, an influential club of society women in Lagos. Meanwhile, NDLEA officers on Friday, 27th December 2024, arrested a US-trained Nollywood and Hollywood filmmaker who is also a motivational speaker, following the arrest of his partner in connection with a shipment of 33 parcels of loud which arrived the import shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport Ikeja on 24 December 2024 from the United States of America, concealed in large wooden boxes. In Kwara State, a female fresh graduate and her business partner were on Sunday, 29th December 2024, arrested by NDLEA operatives in Ilorin based on credible intelligence that they were producing and selling drug-laced cupcakes to students at the community. When the apartment was searched, 42 pieces of drugged cakes were recovered from them. In Kano, NDLEA operatives on Tuesday, 31st December 2024, raided Makarfi, Dandashi area of Dala local government, where they recovered more than 149,000 pills of tramadol and Excel 5 from a local dealer. NDLEA assures unrepentant illicit drug traffickers that 2025 will be a tougher year for them as the agency is reinforced to fight illicit drug supply and consumption in the country. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
You're still watching the news on NTA International. More reports after this time out. Stay with us. Glad to know you're still there. 3 Nigerian nationals, Hadiza Abba, Fatima Umeita Malla, and Fatima Kaina Gamboy, have been released. The trio, in a statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, were arrested and prosecuted for drug trafficking on 5th March 2024 at Prince Mohammed bin Abdulaziz International Airport, Medina, Saudi Arabia, after spending 10 months in detention. The statement adds that the arrest of the 3 women led to the earlier arrest of 2 Nigerian nationals who were found in possession of 80 capsules of cocaine weighing 900.28 gm and 70 capsules of cocaine weighing 789.5 gm. Thereby, the women were detained by the Saudi authorities on suspicion of being accomplices and abating the trafficking of the banned substance found on the arrested Nigerians. The trio's arrest attracted much attention in Saudi Arabia and Nigeria. However, their successful release was achieved after prolonged diplomatic and legal engagement, which culminated in their discharge and acquittal, as well as subsequent handover to the Consulate General of Nigeria in Jeddah. The ladies were received by Ambassador Muazzam Nayaya, the Consul General of Nigeria in Jeddah, and are currently awaiting relevant immigration processes for their return to Nigeria to reunite with their families. The people of Nasini village in Argungu local government area of Kebbi State are reeling from a devastating attack by unknown gunmen, leaving a trail of destruction and despair in its wake. In the aftermath of the assault, villagers are urgently appealing to authorities for assistance. Abubakar reports.
The attack on Nasini village has sent shockwaves throughout the region, highlighting the need for increased security measures and support for the affected community. Eyewitnesses described the attack as brutal and traumatic as gunshots were heard all over the community, with many residents fleeing at the hour of the attack, which claimed the lives of 2 policemen patrolling on the highway.
It happened in the night. They took us unaware. We just had gunshots. We seriously panicked, hearing what was happening to our neighbors. Here in my hamlet alone, they took 100 cows and 5 sheep.
The bloodshed of Nasini, Muhammad Bello Magaji, stated that the bandits took away over 500 livestock from the community. He also commended the state government and the emir of Argungu for their immediate response to the tragic event and their commitment in restoring peace among the people living in the community.
We believe This government is the government of the people, and they will do the needful.
As the people of North-Indian communities struggle to come to terms with the devastation, they remain hopeful that their cries for help will be heard. Meanwhile, the Kebbi State Commissioner of Police, Bello Sani, has visited the community for an on-the-spot assessment. He disclosed that the police has recovered some of the cows, adding that the police are still on the trail of the suspect, whom he alleged are the Lakurawa sect. The Commissioner of Police was also at the palace to commiserate with the Emir of Argungu, Alhaji Ismaila Muhammad Mera. In Argungu, Abubakar, NTA News.
Still talking security, the police operatives attached to the Imo State Command have successfully rescued 4 kidnapped hostages in Umuokane or Haji local government area, Imo State. Acting on a distress call, the operatives located the kidnappers' hideouts and engaged them in a gun battle, neutralizing 2 suspects. The operation also led to the safe release of the victims and the recovery of arms and ammunition. Similarly, police operatives in Ebonyi State have arrested 17 suspects in Enohia Itim village, Afipo local government area, for the gruesome murder of Urumchi Okorocha. The deceased was accused of alleged witchcraft and was lynched by an angry mob who took the law into their hands. Despite police efforts to intervene, the mob had already killed and burned Mr. Okorocha before the operatives arrived. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Bitokun, has condemned the act of jungle justice and urged citizens to report suspected crimes to the authorities rather than resorting to unlawful actions. Bauchi State government has inaugurated the first batch of 500 cadets and marshal of the State Road Traffic Agency, Barota. Governor Bala Mohammed, while speaking at the passing out parade of the newly recruited personnel, says the establishment of the agency is to complement the effort of conventional traffic law enforcement agencies. Awal Abdullahi reports.
This is the official passing out parade of the newly recruited personnel of the Bauchi State Road Traffic Agency after undergoing regimental training and induction course on traffic management. Governor Bala Mohammed says over 2,000 unemployed youth have been engaged in the agency, which has the responsibility of arresting road traffic violators to ensure smooth traffic flow across the states.
Let this draw the attention of the cadets and marshals of Barota that they have been entrusted with the power to enforce the law in accordance with international best practice. Your duties are to serve as peacemakers, educators, and protectors of public safety and interests. As a government, we will ensure that you will continue to be trained and retrained and be provided with vehicles and communication systems to perform your duties effectively.
One of the cardinal initiatives of the Federal Road Safety Elite Agency in Traffic Management is to ensure that traffic management is established at all levels of government.
They have undergone 21 rigorous training and induction courses, not only on traffic laws, but on morals and good conduct with the general public while on duty.
The event featured a decoration of the newly recruited officers. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
A renowned Nigerian-British professional boxer and 2-time world heavyweight champion Anthony Oluwafemi Olushini Joshua paid a courtesy visit to Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, the chairman CEO of the Nigerian in Diaspora Commission, NIDCAM. In Lagos, Joshua, accompanied by members of his family, encouraged Nigerians in diaspora to stay connected with Nigeria and contribute their quota to the nation's development. He commended Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa for her tireless efforts in building a very effective bridge between Nigerians in diaspora and Nigeria.
ASAP, come home, come see the family, come see the friends, come see your people. It's an amazing place. You have to get to know it yourself though. I can only tell you, but I can't show you. You have to be here. So I hope this message gets to you ASAP, and I'll see you in the near future.
Erewa, in her remarks, expressed her delight at hosting the boxing icon, commending him for his achievements and for being an exemplary ambassador for Nigerians globally. She acknowledged his efforts in inspiring young Nigerians to pursue excellence both within and outside the country.
So under the renewed up agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we want to encourage them to remember home. And I'm glad they're doing that. And beyond remembering home, investing at home.
Describing him as a man of unparalleled humility, strength, and character, she commended him for his deep sense of heritage, adding that he is an inspiration for many world over. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter's funeral procession continues today as people lined outside the Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta, Georgia, where former President Jimmy Carter's body will lie in repose till 6 a.m. Tuesday to allow the public pay their respects. Kolo Mohammed tells us more.
Jimmy Carter's casket is escorted to the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library and Museum, where he lie in repose going forward to 6 a.m. Tuesday to allow the public pay final respect to a man many describe as a humanitarian. Yesterday, family members and guests at the Georgia Capitol in Atlanta, where Carter served as a state senator before becoming a governor, observed a moment of silence in tribute to former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. The funeral procession arrived here from yesterday when the motorcade carrying his casket drove through his hometown of Plains, Georgia. Mourners lined up outside the Presidential Center in Georgia to traditionally say goodbye to the former president of the U.S. who lived for a century from 1924 to 2024.
Yep, this Carter Center is going to be his biggest legacy. You can't get any better than that. The vast numbers of people that they help around the world.
He's a man for the people, and not for certain people or certain classes of people or certain generations of people or certain. He was a man for all.
Hundreds line streets of Plains and other cities honor Jimmy Carter's funeral procession as it makes pass through family members and beloved Americans who see value in the life he led. Kolo Mohammed, NTA News.
And those are the news on the hour. Thank you for watching. I am Vivian Izadifi.